Sunday brings us a matchup of two old marquee NFL franchises, the Chicago Bears and the New York Football Giants. And early on this season, these feel like two teams cut from a somewhat similar cloth. When you talk about the Chicago Bears, of course, it's a new year, it's the same result, it's, you guessed it, Bears football! Big surprise there. Where have you heard this before? The Bears offensively through 3 games are second in the league in rushing yards per game, and butt naked last in the entire league in passing yards per game offensively, and by a good margin, mind you. Boy, there's almost something comforting in that same old repeated refrain, isn't there? They're 20th in the league in points scored per game, so you look at that and you say, God, that feels a lot like Bears football, and it certainly does. The single most important thing about this 2022 season, of course, was the development of Justin Fields, and through 3 games, there's reason for concern for Bears fans. It's not time to panic or give up on him, absolutely not. It is also not time to continue to keep making excuses. The bottom line is he fucking needs to be better. The play calling in the situations that he's put in need to be better as well, because he has a whopping 297 passing yards through 3 games. Like, that's historically bad. Far worse than the first 3 games of the second season for other bust quarterbacks in Chicago Bears history, such as Mitchell Trubisky and Cade McNown. So yeah, he's far surpassed that territory. Bears fans probably desperately hoping that Justin Fields has a similar performance to what Mitchell Trubisky did in his 4th start in the second season in 2018. Yes, that was a Buccaneers game where he threw 6 touchdown passes. Probably feels like an awfully big ask for Justin Fields to even get in the vicinity of that right now. I would just take a somewhat competent passing game as a start. Meanwhile, defensively, the Bears are 9th in the league against the pass and 11th in points allowed. Certainly not an elite unit, but coming up with some big plays and some big spots. The Bears, though, are 2-1 after the win over the Texans last week. And yeah, this feels like Bears football because it's an empty 2-1. It's a very leaves you feeling hollow 2-1. Justin Fields' development is far more important than hollow wins for a mediocre team, and he's not developing. In fact, it looks like he's regressing, at least through 3 games. So, not good for the Bears. And meanwhile, for the Giants, like I said, some similarities here. They've won their first 2 games with late 4th quarter moments, beating the Titans and the Panthers. Came back to earth a little bit on Monday night against the Cowboys. Basically playing their own boring brand of Bears football themselves. They are 4th in the league in rushing yards per game, 29th in the league in passing yards per game, 18th in points scored. So, similar teams, right? Hollow kind of 2-1. All types of questions about the quarterback position. They can really run the ball. They really can't throw the ball. I mean, Daniel Jones, yes, he's been better than Justin Fields through 3 games this year. But what exactly does that say? That's not exactly a high bar for performance right now. And Danny Dimes is still mid at all times. Don't get it twisted. Meanwhile, the Giants' defense is kind of middle in the pack. Here's the interesting note, though. As much as dopey-ass Bears fans love to talk about running the ball being a key to victory, think about it like this. The Giants run the ball effectively, and they're 12th in the league in average time of possession. So they do keep their defense off the field. The Bears are 29th! So all that damn meaningless running of the damn football still can't keep your defense fresh. You're still allowing opposing teams to have the ball for more than 50% of the damn time. Unbelievable. Looking ahead to this matchup on Sunday, both teams being somewhat impacted by the injury report. For the Bears, it's already been announced that David Montgomery and Jalen Johnson will be out for this week. Although some Bears fans might look at the positive side and say, well, based off of what we saw out of Khalil Herbert getting pretty much full run on Sunday, how much of a loss is Monty? It's a fair question. The Jalen Johnson injury probably is bothersome a little bit more so. Also looks like they're going to be without Matt Adams and Ryan Griffin. And then you got some guys that are questionable. As time of this recording, Robert Quinn, kicker Cairo Santos, who's out for some type of personal reason, may not even come to New York. Sterling Weatherford. And then some encouraging signs for Velus Jones Jr. He finally was a full participant in practice, so maybe he will actually make his rookie debut in a Bears uniform, and certainly eager to see that happen for sure. Meanwhile, for the Giants, they're going to be without Leonard Williams and a pair of wide receivers in Kadarius Toney and Wan'Dale Robinson. So teams not overwhelmingly devastated by the injury report, but missing some pieces, that's for sure. In terms of the keys to this game for both teams, and this is an interesting spot for both teams, frankly, because you've got two first-year head coaches. They're playing similar style of ball. Winner of this game goes to 3-1. It's a good spot for them to be in terms of a wins and losses standpoint. Although, again, could feel pretty hollow if your quarterbacks still stink. Just saying. What are the keys to this game? Which team's going to be better against the run? Because both of these teams, their defenses have been really bad against the run so far this year. The team that's going to be able to play better against the run is probably going to be the team that's going to win the day. Or you could just say, first team to 150 passing yards wins, which is a huge advantage to the Giants right now because their quarterback can actually get to 150 passing yards in a game. Yeah, it's that bad right now in Chicago. Maybe it's the first team to 20 points wins. Because what I'm seeing out of the weather forecast, it looks like it's going to be rainy with some wind. And maybe you call the Bears the monsters of the monsoon based off of their week 1 performance against the 49ers, but god damn. Like, those weather conditions certainly could have some type of impact here. Who's the team that's going to be able to better adjust? Who's the team that's actually going to have some type of balance on offense? Whose defense is going to be a little bit better against the run and force the opposing quarterback to step up and beat them? So, with this matchup on Sunday, I look at it like this. I think both of these teams are a hollow 2-1, but 2-1 is 2-1. It is whatever. They've won a couple of games. I frankly, personally, as I've consistently stated and will continue to state, could give two shits less about the Bears' win-loss record this year, especially if Justin Fields sucks. That is the number one thing that matters. And if you're saying, well, the coach's number one goal and number one job is to win games, not necessarily. The number one job is to do what is best for the organization. The thing that is best for the organization is for Justin Fields to develop. You're not trying to be a mediocre team that slides into the back door of the playoffs this year. You're trying to build a infrastructure. You're trying to build a foundation that you could contend for championships in the future. And I'm not sorry at the same time that some meathead-ass Bears fans can't fucking grasp that very, very most basic of concepts. You've seen Bears football for decades! Why the hell would you want to continue to repeat it, you morons? Anyways, looking at this game, I've got to take the Giants here. They're at home. They can at least do something in the passing game. The Bears have proven that they can't so far. I mean, what else can I say? Could be an ugly game. Could be Bears football all day Sunday. That's what it comes down to right now. The Giants have a little bit more balance on offense than the Bears do. I got to roll with the Giants here. Give me the Giants to beat the Bears 20-17. Let's hope to God this isn't going to be as boring of a game as I envision it could be come Sunday.